Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. Getting started a little bit late today, not as bad as yesterday though. For one, I was thinking I might have to stream with no sound on because we're getting our chimney cleaned and it was very loud for a while and I was like, I can't stream like this. And then I was like, oh, I can stream on mute. But they got done, so I had to like update my little banner up here so it didn't say, silent stream or whatever. And then I realized, oh, it's February. So I had to like update all my charity stuff. I picked a charity, the Rat Retreat. I've been supporting them for a while. They're based here in Boise, or at least in the Treasure Valley. And I had 3 pet rats several years ago, many years ago now. And they're just such lovely little adorable, loving little creatures that even though I don't keep rats anymore, I like to support the Rat Retreat. And so they're my charity of the month. And so I've got it all updated and so happy they have the Rat Retreat is in the Twitch fundraising list. So I started a Twitch actual fundraiser thing separate from what I do with, viewer counts at the end of each month. So, yeah, I've got that all done, and I've also got all my stuff prepared, as you can see, for this lucky dip. I got my 4 items, and I picked my substrate that I'm going to use, and I'm so glad that I am able to talk to you on the camera and not have it all silent. I'm looking at a new view. I mean, it's not new, but it's new to me. View for Twitch, so I'm getting kind of used to it because this shows me some stuff that I wasn't seeing before. For instance, when Sarah Quilts donated to my previous fundraiser, I didn't get like a notification about that, but I see now there's activity feed on this view, and so yeah, like even though I've been streaming for a long time, I mostly just stream and I'm not that up to, I don't know that much about all the details about Twitch itself. So I'm learning some new stuff. Anyway, since I got started a little late, let's not take too long talking about all that cool stuff. Let's just start working on this lucky dip. So first off, I will introduce the items that I used random.org to choose. I have, as usual, 4 random numbers that I chose, and they correspond to items on my spreadsheet that has like 340 something random art tools that I've gotten out of like art snacks and Mito in a box, received as gifts, all kinds of different cool random stuff. So the first thing I pulled was this, I'm not sure how to pronounce it because I think it's a German brand or something, but I call it Marabu, like Japanese style pronunciation. Maybe it's Marabu, but anyway, it's an art crayon. It says mixed media. It says watercolor crayon in this little small text right here. So this is going to be pretty fun. I like these. I don't use them for anything other than this kind of thing. Or maybe if I'm doing just a really random, like an art gift or something, but they're really fun to use. So I'm excited that this got pulled. I got the kiwi color this time. I have 3 different colors that I've gotten from different art snacks boxes over the years. The second thing I pulled was this Caran d'Ache Swiss wood pencil, and it's the HB, and it says Cobbs. I don't know what that stands for, COBS, but that's what I got is this particular one. And I think this is another instance, like recently, come on camera, focus on the pencil, where I never really used this. It's got the same like factory sharpening on it as a recent pencil. And so that's exciting because that's exactly why I started doing lucky dips like this, because a perfectly good pencil like this is just sitting around languishing, not being used, no longer, because it got pulled for this. The next thing I got was this Rembrandt watercolor tube. It's Naphthol red bluish, so that sounds like a promising color to me. So I got my palette, porcelain palette, and a thing of water here, also a towel, and I'll get some brushes out. Or maybe just one brush, I don't know, I'll think about it. Then the last thing I got was this Sakura Pigma Micron PN, which stands for plastic nib. And this one is another instance of I am so familiar with this item, so this is going to be really nice to use because it's not going to take very much thinking to use this pen. So that's what I got, and the book that I decided to use is this B paper sketchbook, watercolor sketchbooks. I really love it. I love this. The quality of the paper is so thick. I think it's 300 pound, but even if it's just 140, it's got just the most satisfying texture. Like, I don't know if the camera can pick it up at all. Hey camera, can you do this? Okay, it's focused. There. You can see this lovely texture. And the pages are super thick. It's like, it's the best. So this is what I usually go for with my watercolor base Lucky Dips, and this are both watercolor items. So this will be nice. So let's see. Let's do, to start with, little swatches of everything to see how it all works. Let me get a brush or two. And maybe I'll get here's a round and a flat, or I think it's called flat. This is shader. So here's a couple different sizes and shapes. We'll try them out. I also want to test this, so not just test these, which are definitely watercolor, but test this and see what its water fastness, like light fastness. So first so it's HB, so it's a nice right in the middle range between, so H stands for hardness and B stands for boldness. So the harder you go, the lighter it is. The lighter the mark, and the bolder you go, the darker the mark. Also, instead of bold, you could think of it as soft. So the pencil gets used up way faster because the lead is very soft. So this is it's just a nice standard pencil. Nothing special, but also, reliable. So it doesn't have to be special to be good. So HB Cobbs, whatever Cobbs is. It probably said somewhere when I got this in the first place. Something that's nice about this is it's crazy light. It's so light that, if you were going to do some long drawing session, sketching or whatever, you could use this forever. And it's got a nice texture. It's not exactly matte, but it's also not glossy, so it feels really good, like light but also a pleasing texture. Yeah, I like this pencil. Okay, I wanted to do a little swatch for me to put water on in a second. So first I'll do a big filled in area like up there, and then a little that. So these are for water in a second. So let's do this one now. The art crayon. It's a watercolor crayon. I don't know why they just don't call it watercolor crayon. But I guess that's the subtitle. Does this cap? I mean, post? Does the cap post? Not very well. Okay. It fell right off. Let's see. Hopefully there's no, since I'm looking at this different, so I'm looking over here on my screen. Hopefully there is no one like chatting and I'm not seeing it, because it says it has chat. And nothing has popped up yet. So, like it's, I guess that's one thing I can't see. I can't see viewer count, so I can't tell if like anyone is watching and there's the possibility that chat is not coming through to me, but it's got the little chat there. Oh wait, there is. Okay, I can see viewer up at the top. Okay, I'm just getting used to this. This is cool though. It like shows me my bit rate. It tells me that my feed quality is excellent. So that's cool. I think I'm going to keep looking at this instead of what I was doing before, which was looking at the same page that any viewer might, you know, just like my public page. I don't know how to explain what this is, but it's called like Creator Dashboard or something. Never used it before. But when I noticed it the other day, I was like, oh, this might be more useful to use. Anyway, let's keep moving on. So this is like super soft. You can fill that in real quick. And then for a little swoosh, swoosh. And that, let's leave that for if it's dry, and let's do these the same thing, like test it with some water on top, because it's supposed to be watercolor, but you could like just do it dry and not put water on it if you want. Okay, so here's this tube of paint. Looks like it hasn't separated too much, so that's nice. I'll just put a little blob here because for such a tiny little piece, we're not going to need very much. And then we'll put the cap back on, and I just want to make sure it's on nice and tight because I don't use these very much, and so I don't want them to dry out, or at least I want to keep the drying out process, keep it from happening as long as possible, or it's not from keeping it from happening, like make it take as long as possible, but keep it the cap tight, super tight. Okay. So this we do need this brush. Look at this cool brush. I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, I haven't used this one in a while, but it's got this cool like bouncy, what is it? It goes out and in and out again. And so it's like it's got this thin part where it rests here, but then it's got this part for your thumb is thicker to hold on, and then it's thin again where it sits on your hand, but then it's thick again. It's really interesting. I don't know what the point is. It definitely feels different from a typical brush. I don't know why you'd make it funny like this. Just as Professional Watercolor Sable. Well, anyway, let's just test this out. Test out this, what is it? Naphthol? Where is it? Naphthol Red Bluish. Oh, it's gorgeous. This is my favorite color. This is my favorite color. Oh, I love this. Let's see if I can get any smaller lines out of it. Yes. Oh, it's so nice. It's so nice. And what if I want to do like a wash type thing? Where it's like really light. Ah, that's nice too. Yep. I'm so happy I got this. I love this color. I love this. It's so good. Okay. So there's that. Let's put the water on these other ones too. So here's this green. Let's see how much we can spread it out and how much just stays where you drew it. Like, can I work it so that it looks as smooth as this? I'm thinking I probably cannot because it's really sticking to the paper. Yeah. So you can't get rid of those original marks, but it does spread out nicely, and I bet if I just take color off of the stick instead of drawing on the paper, I can get a smooth application kind of like this, or like this. And let's just see what it's like to just do a line through here. Interesting. Okay, and then finally, let me turn my screen. I need to turn it a little bit more towards me. There. Okay, finally, this graphite, I'm just testing if it moves around a lot in water, or Okay. It does move a little bit, but it's definitely not water-soluble graphite. Water-soluble graphite acts more like this, where it goes as soon as there's some water on it. But it is good to know that if I put water on it, it is going to make a little light gray circle around it. Or pool. It doesn't have to be a circle, but I'll hold it up closer so you can see what I mean. Like it does change the color of the paper a bit, basically. But definitely not like this green and red. Okay. Alright, camera, you gonna refocus? No? Okay. Got it. Finally, and I'm gonna try not to get my hand in this very wet pool of water right here. Super familiar. Sakura Micro PN. It is kind of dry looking on this paper. And that's usually the case with really thin pens on watercolor paper, just because watercolor paper is so thirsty that the pen does not deliver enough moisture for the ink to be a solid line. So it's not surprising, but it is good to see. So Sakura Micron PN. Plastic nib. Oh, I didn't write down what these other things are. Well, I'll write it with the pen because it's hard to write with this. So this is Rembrandt. Brandt, right? Yep. Rembrandt. Naphthol. This is very hard for me to say. Naphthol. I've been pronouncing it wrong. Naphthol. Naphthol. Red bluish. Yee. And then this is Marabu. I'll write it up here. Art crayon. Kiwi. There we go. Okay. So, got everything tested out. I really like my color combo, red and green, and it's a nice, they're both very, like, how can I say this? They're equally matched in vibrancy, I feel like. This red and green go great together. They've got this equal kind of energy coming out, visual energy. So I'm going to move this stuff a little bit. This is still very wet, so while that dries... Oh, there's a little crumb on here. Put that in the trash can there. Oh, nope, it's stuck to my finger. No. There. Oh, nope, now it's on my thumb. This little fleck of green art crayon won't come off. Are you kidding me? Is it clean? Is my hand free of the green crumb? I think it is. Yeah, I got it. Okay, so anyway, this is what I've been working from for these lucky dips for quite a while. We've gotten a fair way into this. This is actually really exciting for me because I have had pose reference books for ages and ages, and I've never properly used them before. And doing them as a part of my lucky dip every week is like I'm finally using them. It's like I'm two birds with one stone kind of thing. So this is where we are now. This is interesting. The Greatest, it's called. So last time we did samurai, it looks like this time it's like a ninja, this is very Naruto style here. So I'll read about the pose. Still waiting for this to dry. I mean, it doesn't have to dry all the way, but I like to go over this pose anyway, so let it dry and go over the pose. It's called The Greatest. It's pose number 19, which is crazy because there's only 24 poses in the book. Anyway, here's about this pose. It says silent and sneaky. Boxer-like pose, that's true. These hands up here. Hands tightly gripped. Well, in fact, they're gripping these shinai. Elbows close to the body. Yeah, how to keep them in. Feet flat on the ground. So the boxer-like pose is more up here. I've never done boxing, but, you know, I've watched boxing stuff, and it seems like you actually more want to be on, like, the ball of your foot so that you can move quickly, but this person is solidly connected to the ground. So boxer up here, and then, like, firm connection to the ground here, I guess. I don't know. Like, they're preparing for an onslaught, I guess. That's my analysis, anyway. Here's the little small details about each individual thing, or no, I don't know. I don't know how to describe these. These are extra details. Okay, the thumb of the left hand is not visible because it will be holding a dagger. Well, I think it's not visible either way. Still. Okay. Maybe they're saying that no, because if you grip in your hand like this, it still wouldn't be visible. Oh, whatever, it's okay. The upper right arm is partly obscured from view, but should not be ignored when positioning the forearm. Makes sense. It's still connected, even if it's not visible. The legs are slightly bent at the knees, giving the character a solid stance. Yeah, so maybe it's like, instead of a boxer, so the top part is boxer, the bottom part is they're like protecting something. So they're not going to move. And that's why the feet are solid down on the ground. Maybe. Telling myself a story about this pose. Okay, draw the left foot, which is closest to the viewer, a bit larger than the right foot. Yes, perspective. Makes sense. So this needs to be slightly bigger. Note the position of the fingers once the objects have been added. Yeah, so there ought to be room, so you can't have the hand like this if there's like a shinai in there taking up this much space. So that's a good point. You've got to make sure to draw the hands as if they're cupping around something, not magically holding something that's not taking up space. Okay, so I need some clippies to clip my book open. Especially now we're getting toward the end, so this side is like just tending to pop up all the time. Ooh, and this is looking pretty dry, so excellent. Okay, back done, or the end part, and the front, the beginning part. Oh. If you're hearing any puppy claws, that's Aoife. She's hoping that she can go check out the chimney cleaning that's going on. But no, she needs to stay away from the chimney cleaning. Both to just stay out of the way and because it's probably better for her safety to stay in here with me and not be with the chimney dust and the who knows what else. Okay. Well, let's see. How can I get all of this? I can barely get... Okay. Maybe if I put these... Well, this can just go up here because... Oh, but I want it to be... There we go. I want it to be seen. There it is. And then this way, there can be a little show of what I'm working from right here. Okay. Is everything on screen? Just checking that out. Okay, looks good. So, of course, I'm just going to start with the pencil. That's what I usually start with. Either a pencil like this or like a blue colored pencil and a mechanical blue colored pencil. Oh, but I want to do it this way because this is an up-down pose, so I want my page to be up-down. Just cover that up. Yeah, it's still a little damp, but I'm not worried about it now because my working hand will be on this side anyway. Okay, I'm just checking the time. Okay, I already spent almost half an hour, so I'm going to try to hurry. I don't know if I will do all of this equipment that's on this character because it's kind of a lot. It's like a lot of detail and I'm trying to hurry, so since I got started a bit late and all this going through everything took a little longer than I thought. Okay. Just sketching out. Sketching everything out. I think I made the feet gigantic, but whatever. It's just gonna have gigantic feet. That's just how it is this time. Okay, and then here's the thigh. This isn't down far enough. Or maybe this isn't up far enough. Okay, and there's a knee, and then the calf comes out like this. It comes out a little bit on this side too. Yeah, whatever. It's anime proportions, so it doesn't have to be anatomically correct. It just has to make sense visually. Okay, knee, and here's his other lower leg. And this comes up. Here's the groin, I guess, and then the hips come up like this. And then, yeah, it's a little curved. The spine is a little curved. I think I'm going to have to put the head up a little higher. So there's not enough room for the neck. Okay, and then, okay, I'm doing my arms like this. Yeah, you don't want your elbows you don't want your shoulders all scrunched up. Even if you're putting your head down. Okay, so. Other shoulder, and then the wrist is right about here, and here's the elbow, nice and tight in there. Forearm, and then hand comes up like this, and fingies. And then the other hand is up here. Thumb. Bent over like this. And more fingies. Wrist. Thumb sticks out like that. And then the elbows are about the same height, according to this drawing. And my proportions are way off. Whatever. I got some interesting sized stuff on this picture. The hands and feet are huge. Whatever, it might look fine by the time I'm done. Okay, head. There's the cranium part, and then the side of the face. Chin. Jawline. Other jawline. And here's the ear, but won't even bother with the ear because it's covered up by a hood in the final version. I just make a simplified version of it. Here's the eye line, and we're the halfway point this way across the face. Sweet, looks good. Now, nice. It only took me like 4 minutes. Okay, so now I'm going to do a simplified version of this outfit, so maybe I like take off all of this extra stuff and just do like a simple black outfit just to save time. I'm always running late. It's just how it is. There's always something. Okay, I'm gonna make this thigh bigger because I think that it needs to be a stronger looking character, and also because it's perspective. Okay, that's good. Hood. It's kind of squared off here and then opens up out below the neck. The person has an interesting something or other on their face. So I'm just gonna make a simplified mask. I'm not sure what's going on with. I think it's just like, it's kind of like a bird beak. It's to protect the mouth, or it's like a gas mask or something. And then make a simple ninja face covering. And then they have some sort of something or other on their forehead as well. This is like got a line coming down. And then the hood comes up, so it's got like fabric hanging down like this. Kind of like a Jedi hood. Yeah. But it also has like even extra fabric folded over in the back. There, cool. And then this is in shadow. And this, we'll just draw it up like this. Okay, then the eyes. It's got those big, lots of white space type shonen manga eyes. Yeah, good. Yeah, nice. Okay. Yeah, that makes the head pretty easy. They have some hair coming out, so I'm gonna kind of imitate that. It was so small, it's kind of hard to do. There. Okay, so they've got like, the arms are showing. It's kind of like a tank top or a muzzle top. Muscle tank top. And then we'll just make it like it's a jumpsuit or something, I guess. Just make it go all the way down. But it gets baggy at the bottom. Yeah. For movement at the bottom. And then there's wrappings on the legs. They're a lot more complicated. There's like armor on them as well, but for simplification's sake, I'm just gonna do the wrapping. Simplification and time saving, basically. Oh man, as usual, I don't know what it is. Livestream only made me so hungry. I'm getting hungry again. Oh, I know what it is. I didn't have an afternoon snack. That's what it is. I usually have like a little small something or other. I'll have a drink of water. Fill my stomach with something until dinner time. So now I'm just doing these wrappings, and then the feet, since the toes are exposed, I need to draw them. There, nice. And then the wrappings go like this across the foot, and then they kind of come up. They're going like this, and then they come up as the leg goes up. And a little line here, here, here to show that there's a toenail. Okay, now we've got this one. Same thing, wrappings. Oh, okay, I see. So the heel is exposed. And then there's the big toe. The ball of the foot, and you can see some of the other toes before it gets covered up. So there, that's good. Hey, nice. Actually, I think I'll make this foot a little lower. It's a bit big. There. Sweet. Now, as I thought, there are wrappings on the hands. Dang, they've got them going all the way around the fingers too. Okay. Whoop, 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 whoop. That is my drawing wrappings on finger sound. Whoop, 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 whoop. And on hand. I'm trying to follow the shape of the arm when I draw these circles, not just drawing a straight line. Now here's something I like, a little detail. They've got a little rope tied on this guy's arm. I like that. That's a fun detail. I'm going to keep that. Even though I'm getting rid of so many details, I'm going to keep that one. I love that look anyway. You know, it just shows off the bicep and makes it look even more pronounced. I always like that look. Okay. Nice. Nice. So something else I do want to keep, even though I'm simplifying everything like crazy, is there's like this little swirling piece of fabric just flying around. There it is. It's just like, shoo, maybe some sort of tie for the hood or something like that. So I'm not copying it exactly, but I'm just gonna put this fun little swirly in here. I like that kind of thing. Like, it's not realistic, it doesn't serve any purpose, but it looks cool. And I can get behind that. Especially with something like this. It is practice. That's what's cool about visual art, is that it doesn't always have to be something that makes sense or is practical or whatever. It can just be there because it's cool. Nice. So, done with this pencil for now. I might use it if this line work really disappears once I put other stuff on top. I might use it for shading at the end. But for now, I'm going to call that good. Oh look, it has, because it's Swiss, it's got the little Swiss flag on it. That's cute. I didn't notice that. Because it says Swiss wood. And I believe Caran d'Ache is a Swiss, yeah, it's a Swiss made, it's a Swiss brand. Okay, so I think probably next thing to use is this PN. So this is very like my usual drawing style. Do a graphite sketch and then ink the lines. So let's just get to it. Look at my... Okay, I've been streaming for 38 minutes. I normally want to be done in about 9 minutes. So we'll see if that's possible. I will just stream until this is done either way though. To make this look really like wrappings, I'm going to ink individually each one. Instead of inking just the outside form. There's another thing where maybe that's not realistic because it's probably so thin that it wouldn't register as its own separate thing anyway, but I like that idea, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Okay. Bottom half done. Oh, I didn't draw the shinai. Let's do that. Get the pencil back. I even did the hands bigger like I was saying. Okay, the shinai is like a... There's a word for this shape, but there it is. Beep, beep. And then, so if this is the angle, then the circle part would be here. Cool. And then this one, okay, so they're sticking, the pointy part sticks outways. So let's see if it comes through like this. Okay, then that. And then again, the circle is like this. Okay, sweet. Okay, got those in there. Ooh, I gotta change my sitting position. It's starting to hurt my back. I've been sitting all day doing all kinds of different stuff, working on my January roundup blog post and my winter griffin illustration and stuff, and it's coming along nicely, but that many hours of sitting, it really starts to take a toll after a while. Fingies just coming out right there. Shinai. Yep, I learned it's called Shinai from Naruto. Way back in the day. That was high school for me. That was a long time ago for me. And it's sad. It's one of those anime where it lost me because it just went on forever and it wasn't interesting enough. And I never finished. And now they've even got the Boruto for like a sequel thing. Same thing with Inuyasha, like it was around the same time too. Anyway, I just loved at the time, but it really lost me. It was too much. Went on for too long without being interesting enough. But I still love the first few seasons. Like, I could just watch those. Okay, let's see. Alright, that finger goes there. And Shinai circle. Whoops. Inked that a little too far in. Too bad, it's inked. That's how it's gonna look now. Okay. Oh, there's an elbow. And so now just getting this hood. Oh, this guy's eyes got very small for some reason. What's wrong? This is so small now. What? Okay. Okay. Let's do some lines. Let's show that this is in shadow here. And this will be in shadow. There. I don't know if you can hear, but Aoife's starting to snore. Okay, I think I got all the lines. Sweet, I might be able to finish right about on time, because now I just have to use these colors. So I suppose I will do, this will be a red ninja. And I'll just apply this red paint all over the outfit. So this is going to be kind of fun because I'm just going to let it let it do what it wants as far as where the paint will be thick and where it will thin out as I brush it across the page. And so I'm looking forward to what the final result will look like. And maybe I'll accidentally put two wet areas together and then they'll blend and just naturally go. And then by the time it's dry, it's got a cool little line through the middle. I love that kind of thing. Like I think that I could, if I wanted to, I could try to purposefully make that happen, and maybe in the future I will, but I like how it just happens accidentally for me. Like, oh wow, look what happened here. By the next day, you know, I don't see it until the next day when it's all dry. If already something is happening here, it's a little bit thinner right there. Okay, now I'm going to start from the bottom up for the rest of this outfit. Maybe I'll do the wraps green, and then that'll be a cool accent color. Or I could make it like it's DBZ style and it has like a green aura. Ooh, maybe I'll do that instead. I like that idea. Because of the way when you draw with this, it leaves lines, but if I'm drawing it like it's an aura, then I would actually be desirable because it would have the line, but then it would also have the glowing green look around it. Yeah. Okay, that's that for now. Let's do the other leg and then bring them together and see how they combine once I get up there. This color is just so pretty. It's so satisfying filling in the lines with this red. Oops, going outside of the lines a little bit, that's okay. Now here we're getting some of that organic combination of, here's one area spilling into the other area, and then I think it's osmosis is what makes it happen. The water wants to go where there's less water. Water always wants to be balanced, and then it brings along with it. I mean, maybe it's not osmosis technically. Osmosis, I think, is water entering cells or leaving cells, but a similar effect is happening where the water's trying to balance out, and then it brings the pigment along with it, but it can't bring the pigment evenly. Only the water can go evenly, or it can try. And yeah, anyway, I wonder if there's some book about the science of watercolor, how it works like that. It's just so cool how it does that. It's just a physical interaction between the water with the pigment and the paper, and with the guidance of the physical movement of the brush. And then cool, beautiful things happen that are unpredictable, or at least not entirely predictable. Okay, so you can see some of the cool, what I was talking about is like right here was dry enough that the water didn't come all the way down, but as the water was moving down, it brought lots of pigment with it, and so that's why we have this line here. And then the same thing happened over here. I love that look. And it's probably going to look even cooler once it's dry because it's still moving a little bit when it's wet. Stuff is still happening. Okay, so let's see. We'll get this little armband or whatever it is. Maybe for this character it's like a memento of something. Or like it's like a token from someone he's protecting, or it's an indication of his rank or of being the champion of something or passing some teacher's something. I like the idea that it's not just because it looks cool. Like it has some other meaning. That would be nice. Can't believe how nice this color is. It's just so good. It's such a good color. This brush was a tiny bit smaller. I guess I'm not gonna use this brush. That's okay. I just got it in case I might want it. Okay, this brush isn't small enough, so I'm not going to worry too much about not going over this other tassels line, or whatever it is. It's not a tassel, it's like a tail of a bow or something. There's this anime song stuck in my head. I can't even remember. I think it was called Sengoku Nightblood. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. And it was so cool. Apparently it was a mobile game in Japan from Automate, which is like the premier maker of otome visual novels. And then they made that anime, and then they were gonna make a Switch port of the game, and I was like, hell yeah! But it never happened for some reason. They canceled it. So I do not like mobile games. I play Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom, and that's all I play on my phone. My phone is more a work tool. It's not a gaming tool for me. I like playing on my Switch. I've got other consoles too, but Switch just has all my favorite games. Anyway, the anime was really cool. So made it seem even more unfortunate that they decided just not to do the Switch port, but the theme song keeps coming up on my playlist. I've got my anime songs playlist, and it just keeps coming up, so it's like stuck in my head. The premise of the game is basically okay, hold on, tongue twister. Sengoku Jidai, so the Warring States period, and it's what am I saying? The different factions are not normal people. They're either werewolves or vampires. So, this is pretty fun. It's a pretty fun anime. It's not an anime you take super seriously, but you really enjoy it. Or at least I do. So, I liked it. Oh, the song is stuck in my head all the time now. Do 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 Kimi dake. That's all I remember. Kimi dake. That's all I remember from the song. Kazaru hana wa kimi dake. Not sure what it means. Kazaru hana. I was thinking maybe it means the flower. I don't know. Hana is definitely flower. Kazaru hana wa. Kimi dake means you alone. Or only you. Kazaru, I think, means to decorate. Or something. There's a term that I recognize from the anime and in this song. And I can't say on my own, but it's like the word, and then it comes up in that Neko Neko Nihonshi, which I'm so disappointed that Crunchyroll is not translating more of the anime. But it's the word for the unification of the country that everybody was seeking. Or at least retrospectively. I don't know, maybe they used that term at the time. I wish that I could learn more about that. I love that. I love learning about that stuff. Okay, I'm gonna do up and down for this part because it's just so thin right here. I'm trying to give it a cool, like, ki aura thing. How did I pronounce aura like Japanese? Because I was thinking about Japanese song lyrics. Aura. Aura. That's what happens when you have me talk to myself for an hour. Weird stuff comes out. Start pronouncing English words in a Japanese accent. Aura. Maybe not a Japanese accent. I definitely have a foreign accent in Japanese, but like a, you know, Japanese style, vowel, yes, vowel pronunciation for an English word. Well, I don't know how much this looks like an aura, but this is really fun. Just this act of putting water on this green material is fun. So I guess that's all that matters, ultimately, for a little practice piece like this. Practicing my manga poses, practicing using some different art materials than usual. Yeah, I'm gonna go through and do something like this to give it a little more dynamism. Boom. It also gives it a like kind of manga lines effect a little bit. There. Why should they be all separate? Combine the materials. Oh, look at this. I missed this perfectly good spot. There. Dang it. I always end up taking the full time anyway, just because I start having so much fun. I forget about my time limit. But I think I'm just about done either way, so good. Good, 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 good. Okay, sweet. So I think I will go through and use this a bit to add a little shading. This is some stuff. Shinai. And we'll just do a little basic shading to give some more shape, some depth to these limbs and such. Oh, this is very wet right here, so and how about a little bit on the ground? Alright, that's good. Let's see, was I signing these? I didn't sign this one. Not this one. I did sign this one. Oh, well, I guess I'll sign it. Sign them sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Boom! There we go. Well, it's not fully dry, so it might change a little bit, but here's what it looks like pretty much. Interesting combination of colors, and especially when they green and red combine here. Yeah. Well, that was fun. So we are 19 poses into this book. We're going to start the 20th pose next week. But I know I was just going to... I started having a conversation in my head just now without actually saying it. I was like, oh, what am I going to do when I'm done with this? I have so many pose reference books over there. On my bookshelf over there. So I've got enough to like live stream a pose a week for years. So I think the real trouble will be deciding which one to use next. But that's it for this stream. I guess I'll review one more time what I use. I use the Marabu Art Crayon, which is the green stuff. It's a watercolor crayon. I use this Carandash Swiss made HB pencil, COBS, COBS, whatever that stands for. Graphite pencil. This Sakura Pigma Micron PN pen. PN stands for plastic nib. And then this Rembrandt, I pronounced it incorrectly at the beginning, Naphthol red bluish watercolor paint. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color. And then plus, you know, some brushes, water, etc. So that's it for now. I will be back on, let's see, today is Wednesday, so I'll be back on Friday for Chibi Friday. I'll be continuing, maybe finishing my Chibi Sora the Pigeon. Hopefully I will see you then. Until then, thank you for watching.